Yeah.
That's fact.
I think about that a lot. Well, let's talk about this. If you today, what makes Tommy Muncie happy? What makes you happy? If I today said, let's just mean you go do something that just makes you happy. What makes you happy?
The most important thing that I've learned in life, I'd like to have family and be in church together
Mm-hmm.
in a good Holy Ghost meeting.
Right.
That makes me happier than
Good.
anything.
Okay. I like that.
That's my most happy time. And I've always loved going to church, and once it's instilled in you, you can't never.
Right.
It's always there.
Right.
You can't never get it out, but you don't want it out
Mm-hmm.
because it's always there.
Do you ever go on any kind of vacations, or you just stay at the farm and work all the time?
I mostly stay around the farming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We seem like every time I see you, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're doing that, and that's a big job. Well, tell me just a little bit when we talk about farming, and what you do. I know you fence, you farm, you're a landlord. You got all kinds of stuff that you do.
Yeah.
But let's talk about farming just a minute. What do you do farming?
In the summertime, I try to fertilize and put down a little bit of fertilizer, maybe some lime, and get the ground to where it's in good shape to where I can have a good hay crop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go in and I'll cut the hay and get it all up, and then I try to store it in a safe place to where it's all in good condition and get to keep it away from the animals
Mm-hmm.
to where they'll habitat fall. And then as time goes on, you can get a second cutting, hopefully. And this year's second cutting was real thin on account of the dry spell we had. But, I did get a second cutting. It's the main thing. And then that hay that you produce, you feed unto your cows, and that fall. In the wintertime, you feed it to them after the grass goes away.
Right. Yeah. What kind? Do you keep any cattle?
I got Red Angus, yeah.
Uh-huh. What's the difference between them and other cattle we're talking about? Why would you keep Red Angus?
It's a different color in them. You got certain breeds that eat certain things, and you want to kind of mix them up. I got Red Angus and donkeys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Red Angus is real good about eating brush.
Okay. Huh. Now I never knew there really was a difference in what one would eat. What they would eat.
Yeah, some of mine's got Holstein crossed in them,
Okay.
so Holstein's real good about eating brush.
Donkeys pretty easy keepers for me.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I keep them donkeys. I had 25 of them one time, and I enjoy donkeys. I just once you get them too, and you sort of get partial toward them, and the bigger they are, the meaner they are. It seems like you get some big ones, they're mean.
They are.
And the smaller ones, they get a little better.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoy them anyhow. Well, farming. All right, let's talk some. When I talk about fencing, Tommy's most of the places, everything I've had fenced, Tommy's done most of it all, and that is not an easy job. Fencing is not.
It's a lot of work. It is.
Yeah, to do it right.
It's a lot of work, and you got to really know what you're doing to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my dad, he started us in that, many years ago, and I always give him credit for that. And what time Dad, we was a fencing, Dad was always praising the Lord and thanking the Lord for everything we had, and he would teach us how to fence.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I never dreamed that I would ever like doing farming or doing any kind of fencing, but I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I love doing fencing.
Yeah.
It's just hard work, but as you get older, you get to a place to where you ain't able to do a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I helped my nephew Danny quite a bit, and Danny, he's always been a real good fencer. I helped him quite a bit with it.
Yeah.
And we learned each other as time went on and how to fence.
Yeah. Well, I think too, when you see it, when it seems like when you fencing, you have a point of completion. Okay, you've done this and it looks good and it's there. Because a lot of jobs that you do, you never seem like they're finished. You know what I mean? In the world today, there's jobs. If you're working in healthcare, you're always going to have more sick people. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're doing whatever, you always have this still going all the time. Even when you talk about being a landlord, you got people moving in, people moving out, this going on, that, and never is anything that's completed. But when you fence, it seems like you fence it and it's done, and you see what a good job you did.
Yeah. I always like doing something at the beginning of the day, that morning, then that evening, you can say, well, I done something.
Yeah.
I would hate to wake up and not do nothing all day.
Well, let me tell you this. I put up some fence one time, some board fence. Okay. Put my posts in the ground, got everything up. I put my treated lumber on the decking boards all on it. I come back out next day and it's all weaving in and out.
Mm-hmm.
How come that?
You may have needed a board in the center of it.
In between the posts?
Yep. That'll help it.
All my boards grew and done something, and then I took them all back off.
Mm-hmm.
Done it again. Put them all back up. Come back out. Everything's weaving again. So, right at then I thought I might as just call Tommy.
Yeah. Call Tommy.
Yeah, it's all Tommy because I'm not doing any good this fencing at all. I thought, but I put up the board fence, and I see a lot of beautiful board fencing out there.
Mm-hmm.
People do it.
They are.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff, man. And they use a lot of plastic now too, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of PVC type fencing.
It's made to last longer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It stays out there, and I don't know. I see that, and I see that a lot. I see a lot of that.
A lot of you treated lumber too. If you get Class 1 lumber, you pay a lot more for it, but it's made not to bow.
Well, I didn't know that.